Hey everybody, my name is David Craddock. This is a Claire A hardcore run of Resident Evil 2 Remake. And right up front, I got my path for this run from CarcinogenSDA, SGA, I'm not sure. But anyway, he's a pretty prolific Resident Evil streamer, my favorite streamer. And I love this game. I've loved the Resident Evil franchise, and I was looking for an optimal route through.
Are you okay?
After finishing the game, just trying to get
Wait here.
Unlock some of the weapons and just kind of have more fun with it. So I looked up this route, and kind of worked on it. And this is my
Don't come any closer.
fourth or fifth attempt at hardcore. So I'll try to narrate what's going on, what I'm doing. This zombie, as he gets up, you can just run through him, and then you want to wait back there until he staggers down the little corridor. If you don't, he'll come lurching down the aisle towards you, and that's a problem for Claire at this point, because she doesn't have a gun. Just wait till he lurches away, and then you can escape.
It's like a nightmare.
Through these aisles here. Forward, stagger, and then right here you can actually stop, because the triggers cutscene Leon's appearance.
Attention all citizens.
I had a little trouble with this next part here. Sometimes one of the zombies from that first person will grab me. And what I found was as soon as you skip the cutscene, just hold right and the run button, which for me with the keyboard and mouse is Shift and D. That way you take off in that direction, and then I just move the mouse to spin the camera around and get lined up. It's a little tip I picked up from Carci. If you tap the aim button as you're going up and down the stairs, what that does is it resets your movement every time you start to aim. So you actually end up taking these like little dancing steps for slightly faster, which every second counts. I guess. In this group, I've just stayed to the right so that the female zombie with her back to you initially doesn't spot you and make a grab for you. So a little bit more about my take on this run. Carcinogen is great at Resident Evil games. I think he's finished like all of them doing no damage, no save runs. He's done this one without taking damage, without saving, with both Claire and Leon on all four possible scenarios. I am not that good, although as you'll see, I had some great luck on part of this one. Anyway, not so much on others, but I go off Carcinogen's path a bit to pick up items and just leave them in my the inventory box whenever I can, like right here. Make a pit stop to the bathroom, grab the first aid spray and the stone. Just because I know I'm going to screw up and do something dumb, and I want to have a get out of jail free card. Because the thing is, on hardcore, if you're going for an S+ ranking, which is the highest you can get,
Open up!
you can heal
Open this
yourself
goddamn door!
with first aid sprays and anything else you want as many times as you want, which is different from the classic Resident Evil 2, in that your ranking dropped by here that doesn't matter, but you do need to finish hardcore with Claire A, and I believe it's under 2. So there what I did was go close to the door and break it faster than run behind the desk and try to climb over it and trip over it, and then you can leave. There you want to hug the right side of the hallway. I still have trouble with this part. A lot of times one of those zombies that come dancing around the corner grab me, but here I got out okay. So you get your first knife from Marvin, and I cut this fuse box open, and then I'm turning around because I've got my eyes set on that first aid spray back there. So while the gate rattles up, I grab the first aid spray, whoops, double back and grab the ink ribbons, and then I dump the 2 first aid sprays, an ink ribbon, and the used key from the gas station into the box. A lot of times I found, again, another tip I picked up from Carcinogen is that you don't want to open the inventory menu to discard used items such as keys, because every second you're in your inventory counts toward the in-game timer. You can open the main menu and the in-game timer will pause, but the clock keeps ticking while you're in your inventory. So for this hallway, if you stay to the left, the cop hanging from the ceiling won't fall on you It doesn't hurt, you know, it doesn't do damage, and it doesn't come to life or anything, but it just kind of slows you down a little bit, so if you just hug the left wall, he won't fall. So here, a lot of people miss this, but if you swing around at the end of this barricaded hall, you can get more bullets. Now check this out. I'm extremely happy with the RNG in this. One shot. Popped his head like a zit. And this is on hardcore. I've never had as good RNG in a run as I had at the beginning of this game. Again, still picking up plants. A lot of pro players, such as Carcinogen, won't even go into the dark room. I do. Just grab this red herb, make a red-green herb for full heal later, whenever I need it. Raid these lockers, get more supplies, and there's an inventory box in here, so I drop off. You only need your gun, your bullets, the knife, and the board picked up. And then you board up this window because you'll come through this area a couple more times, and you don't want that guy pestering you. And here I am once again graced by, I guess, every player's Lord and Savior of the RNGs. Is one shot, boom, two shot, popped him two. You see the screen getting a little herky-jerky there. It's because I was just freaking out at my keyboard. I could not believe my good luck. I missed the bullets by on the female zombie's corpse on the second floor landing there. Get those on the way back. You go up to the third floor, get the spade key, and double back and go back down to the first floor. We're in the west hallway. Again, just tapping aim while I go up and downstairs to knock off a few seconds. And yeah, just move her corpse here. Get more bullets. So yeah, this is west hallway. That's how I think most people refer to it. We're going to go into the west office here. That guy on the ground, he does come to life later. I sometimes kill him there, but I've started leaving him to kill him a little bit later. We'll talk about that. Grab the gunpowder from the desk, bullets from the lockers, and the combo to this safe is 9, 15, 7. And this is your first inventory upgrade. On hardcore, there are only 3 inventory upgrades. I think on standard and assisted, there are like 6 or something. And we're going to break into the desk. The combination here for the left lock is NED, N-E-D. The combination for the right lock is M, as in Mike, and then R, and then G, as in gee whiz, did not get good RNG on this run. Those zombies. I'm still not over it. I don't think I'll be over it anytime soon. This is a very important upgrade for Claire, the speed loader, so she doesn't have to load 5 bullets one at a time every time she needs to reload. Also, I just have to say, I love the animations and sound design in this game. They click together so well. I love the animation of the keys being inserted in the lock and then turning. I also love the deadbolt animation when you turn. It's this heavy thunk. Just a little thing I noticed. I've come to really appreciate sound design, especially in horror games, though, ever since Dead Space. Here's the waiting room. Our second of 3 uses of the spade key. On the left, go to the art room. There's a puzzle here. If you play through this game, you probably know it. That statue there. Here, I make myself a little dizzy. We're going to skip that because I'm not going to get the submachine gun with Claire. Again, I got this from Carson's run, but the submachine gun is the handgun and a grenade launcher, so I don't even bother with that puzzle. Here we have
Hey Marvin,
maybe the most
this is bad. I've got
exposition
zombies everywhere.
walking and
Marvin?
talking cutscene in the game.
Marvin, are
In-game
you there?
cutscene. You place this call to
Marvin?
Marvin and it isn't answered. Because Marvin's story arc is actually really good. I like the writing and the voice acting in this game, and Marvin is a shining example of both. But it's just to show that he's not answering, because every time you see him and talk to him, he's getting worse and worse, but it's still kind of awkward. Like, why are you calling to let him know there are zombies where you are? He doesn't know where you are, he doesn't care about where you are. It's just to show, hey, Marvin's really not doing well. So grab the flash grenade from the desk, then hang left and get the bullets from the zombie corpse before you go into this office and get the valve and the white gunpowder. Combine it with the blue gunpowder to make acid rounds. If you do that in that order, that zombie won't get near you. And I ran into a little problem here. I'm still not exactly sure why this happens, but I have to drop something, and in this situation I always just drop the knife. Ideally you won't have to use it, so that you can pick up that fuse, because you need it to get out of this next hallway. If that zombie is closer to you than he was to me, instead of discarding the knife, just walk up to him head on. basically grabs you, and then you like use the pick a stagger, grab the fuse, and get out. So here we're back in the main hall. We're going to cut across, go back through the reception area, through East Hallway. And this run will be a little bit different. You still want to hug the left for the first juncture here, first part. So avoid that body. But now you've got zombies crawling through windows. You have a couple here. The trick about zombies is you don't need to kill them or knock them down. When you stagger them like that, they will not grab you or attack you as you run by for 2-3 seconds. Like that. That was a little risky because he recovered quickly, but oh well. And here's our third and final use of the bolt cutters. After you snap through these chains, you can discard them. You've got to pick up that electronic gadget / detonator there. Another flash grenade on the desk, and then we flip this deadlock chunk. Love that. And you run straight across, and on the left is the supply room. The combination here is 109. We only open one locker, and it's for the handgun bullets. I do think, I haven't looked in a while, but I do think another inventory upgrade is on the other side. But doing that involves, or getting it involves solving other puzzles to get keys for the terminal keypad back there, and it just adds time onto your run that you don't really need. But actually this run tends to give you time to spare, so I suppose you could open the other locker there, but it's not really necessary. So here's the cop zombie we saw lying in the hall earlier. Instead of shooting him in the hall, which I found to be a little risky, I let him break in here and shoot him far back down the left corridor. My RNG wasn't as spot on here.
Hell is up with you?
He's down anyway. Taking his time getting back up. I think he died here, but I tried one more. So zombies, it's much more difficult to tell if a zombie is dead in this game than it was in Classic RE2, or RE2 Classic. As you know, in RE2 Classic, you can kill a zombie. Blood pools beneath it. Oh, for here, when you go back up the stairs, the zombie you looted earlier will get back up. Just face her so that she comes at you head on and falls over the rail, and you'll never have to bother with her again. Anyway, in this game, you know, decapitating them is obviously an option, but when they're on the ground, when they suddenly like lurch and like reach forward and then drop in this really melodramatic fashion, then they are dead. And this combination is CAP for Capcom, but I accidentally said the first block to D. My bad. Water. So we're in West Hallway, second floor here. Use the valve. This first locker has some gunpowder in it. Our inventory is full, but that's all right. Make sure when you go into this hallway, grab the head is a liquor. Ignore him. Go to the star's office and immediately enter this private office. You get the battery, combine it with the gadget to make the detonator. Red plane over there, but you probably won't be able to fit it in if you're following this. Flame rounds on the desk, flash grenades on the box, and then around here we have white gunpowder on the desk. I combine it with the blue gunpowder to make more acid rounds, and then I actually swap first, but then eventually combine all the acid rounds to use one inventory square. Now, instead of going left, well, what we've done is by leaving that liquor alone, you reset his position. He's down a hairpin turn in the hallway. So you don't even have to bother with him. You're just going to go right out of here, back the way you came through the women's locker room. And now we're going to go up to third floor of West Hallway. And get ready to use the detonator. You may have noticed earlier when I looted the supply locker for the grenade launcher, I immediately loaded the acid rounds. You'll see why coming up here. So for this room, grab the blue gunpowder there, and then go around. I should have actually cut it right there. It's a shorter path to the bookshelf where you pick up the handgun bullets, but also that ends well. And then you place the detonator here. Now, while it's counting down, do a U-turn, go out this right door into the library, but don't let the door close. It doesn't matter if it does. Just shoot this zombie hanging from the ceiling until his head pops. Well, actually, not until his head pops, but until he falls. When he falls, he's dead. The reason is he will come to life later. Now, switch to the grenade launcher so it's ready. Now we're going to solve the maiden statue puzzle, which it's kind of hard to see because all the icons are scuffed. But it's maiden, bow, and then snake. So I want to talk about the door and the zombie hanging there for a minute, but for this part, a licker will drop down ahead of you as soon as you cross the line into the next part of the room. You can make one acid round and then immediately run to the right and go through the door. So one of the reasons we immediately come back into that room after leaving into the library is because normally if you stay in the library when the detonator explodes, that shelf falls over and you have to take time to prop it back up, which can cause one or two problems. Well, actually, it could cause both. One, you'll have to waste time propping it up, which again, like every second counts in a speed run. Less time is always better. Two, if you don't get away from that, or even if you do get away from the licker, they'll chase you to that door. If the bookshelf is blocking your path, you're going to have to stop and kill the licker because he'll attack you while you're trying to move the shelf. So in the library, we kill the female zombie again. RNG is still with me. Force is strong on this one. Praise RNGesus, etc. Move these two stacks of bookshelf on the far left to the right as far as they'll go. Ooh, I didn't notice that. I actually kind of messed up here. You want to go to the far right bookshelf and slide it to the left as far as it'll go. And the reason you do that is because another tip from Carcinogen, but you don't actually have to move these shelves, but you want to, the stacks, because later when Mr. X is after you, you know, the stacks will be almost all in place and you won't have to worry about moving them then when he's on your tail. Combination there was fish, scorpion, vase, water. Grab the unicorn medallion. That fat zombie slumped against the wall there sometimes gets up, but he only gets up if you get close to him, actually. So as long as you just kind of hang back to the right, you can unlock and get through the door without him bothering you. And that is our third and final use of the spade key. You noticed I discarded it a little bit ago. My inventory was full here, so I went down the stairs, jittering and aiming as I go, and I set two of the medallions here just to free up a couple squares. One thing about cutscenes, I skip them just because I've seen them a million times, which you probably have too if you've finished the game and are interested in speedruns. Here, the combination, by the way, I messed it up. I had a brain fart, I guess, but it's lion, branch, bird. I'm fixated on the bow here for some reason. So I did I ended up opening the main menu and looking up the puzzle because I could have sworn I was remembering it right, and yet something did feel off about it. Yeah, that's the thing. I ended up having one slot too few for a green herb when I go back into the waiting room in a minute to loot the safe there. Otherwise I would have picked the green herb up off the waiting table, but you could probably get it later when you come back to the police station, but Mr. X will be on you, so you don't want to pick up a lot of items during that part of the run because every second you spend picking up items, making detours to inventory boxes, etc. is time that he can gain on you. And again, that combination is lion, branch, bird. So here, as I said, I go back into the waiting room to the safe behind the desk. The combination is 6, 2, 11. Left 6, right 2, 6, 11. It's always left, right, left. Pardon me. And that is a high capacity magazine for a handgun we will be getting shortly. But you want to have it for now because, again, the last thing you want is to be pinned behind that desk when Mr. X is stomping after you. So now we will set the lion medallion, and this ends our first jaunt through the police station. And here I messed up. There's some flame rounds on the table there. You want to grab those. Movement in this game is kind of weird. You'll notice I occasionally stagger all over the place. Anyway, here you want to dump everything except your handgun, all the bullets you have, and if you are using healing items, take them with you. I only take one just because I'm trying not to, I think I start with 2 and then I'm like, come on, stiff upper lip. There's a supply box after him that you could easily deposit any healing items you don't use, but I figure let's just take one. Because you can run around in his area and pick up 2 green herbs and a red herb somewhere. And you notice down here I don't go all the way down because I don't have the stars emblem / thumb drive. After that, no additional weapons except 2 handguns, the second of which we'll get shortly. And the grenade launcher, because the handgun, one thing I love about this game's design is the bosses are so huge and impressive and terrifying, and yet most of them you can beat perfectly fine. I'll talk about that in a minute because I need something else to talk about. This fight, okay, let's talk about this fight. This is William Birkin, G1, the first time fight him. And this boss is not hard. It's really not. So you start out with shooting high, first his arm. Run around, you'll hear him kind of and then pause and then take some auto cover. Really, the way to beat him here is very simple. Harder than it is. Just wait for him to swing, and then shoot him. Just keep running around. Just be careful. You want to run around the very center area. Just look for some dead ends and caught in one. But it's very easy to corner you. If you have a knife in this fight, equip it. You don't really want to do it. You have to. I did here just because I discarded my first knife. Actually, using flash grenades as Claire is not a big deal. Leon needs every defensive item he can get, particularly particularly in the game specifically. But I mean, you know, if he grabs you, you can just use it keep shooting and run, turn and shoot, run, turn and shoot. It's very simple, but again, so, the knife strategy, again, this comes from Carcinogen. I think a lot of the pro Resident Evil. That let him think if your life meter flashes up on the screen, if it doesn't flash up, but there, I let him grab because I was thinking, alright, I don't want to use a second flash grenade. This is why I brought a first aid spray. So I used it, and it again because I got caught on geometry and right now I'm feeling really dumb and Claire's it's all my fault, but that's on me. So here, also if you get too far ahead of it, it'll turn and run and hide. So the reason I double back was to get his attention again. So the knife strategy only works on PC. If you have a frame rate higher than, I think it has to be 120 frames per second or higher, the knife actually does more damage than you because the damage is tied to frame rates. And if the frame rate is high, the knife will hit more times per swing than it's supposed to. Look up CarcinogenSDA for that. I may actually link to the YouTube page in the description because again, he's an awesome guy. And I credit him for that. Not my notice that I hit his arm with his eye there, but otherwise I'm just going for his head, his body, his pinky toe, wherever I can hit. That's because, according to Carcinogen, you don't do more kind of defies video game laws. Just a giant lie or, you know, some similarly obvious weak spot. Video games since the days of the arcade have said, hey, hit this thing, more damage. It's not the case with G1. Every shot apparently does the same amount of damage. So it takes a lot of bullets, especially on hardcore. So just hit him. As long as you can do damage. Here I got grabbed again and crushed me, so I used another flash grenade. Thought I had reloaded my 2 remaining bullets out of like 85 or whatever I came up with. Used the last 2. And now I'm hunting for, there are bullets scattered in 3 areas, I think. The cool thing about this level is that I've never experienced this myself, because this is the first time I ran out of bullets, and so I knew that some bullets would be here. Danger again. Third time danger. This is apparently this room. Here he's dead. Finally killed him. Apparently the game will, this area will magically restock bullets if you run out. Handgun bullets only, so that's another reason to use the handgun in this boss fight. The game will take care of you if you run out. Yeah, so I think I promised the story about G1. I never used to have trouble with this guy. I recorded this gameplay on the evening of Wednesday, March 13th, 2019, and recorded this commentary track 15 minutes after, and I had been playing the game the previous weekend, trying to do this run, in fact, and he killed me for the first time on Saturday, and I was super ticked. So I took a break, came back, he killed me a second time. These were on Saturday, by the way. You would definitely want to grab that hand grenade here. Just loot this area after you kill him. Grab the bullets, grab the healing items, grab the hand grenade. Yeah, grab all that stuff. And then Sunday I tried one more time, the third time, and he killed me with the third time. And it was just, I wasn't even really that upset. I was just kind of bewildered. Like, why I've played this game for almost 2 months now, and I'd never died to this boss before this weekend, and it killed me 3 times in a row. I don't understand. So when you climb up the ladder there to Sherry, she goes to the left. Go to the right, loot the gunpowder from the locker, and there is green herb in the corner there if you want it, which I do, because as we all have seen, obviously need healing items.
So, what's your mom like?
This is just kind of walking and talking.
Umbrella? The big pharmaceutical company?
Yeah, this is kind of a relaxation
hopefully
part.
You'll get to
We
see
get
her
to just
again
chill for a little bit after the boss fight. We are on our way to the parking garage, which is kind of a bridge between the RPD, the police station, and the next leg of the game, the daycare and
Both
the
of my parents are gone. It's just me and my brother.
So yeah, I loot here as well. You can use that item box if you need to. Skip this cutscene. Kind of run in front of Sherry here if you can, otherwise she's really slow because she's just a wee lass. Interact with the parking meter. You don't have the card, and then this cutscene will play. Skip it, and you turn to the right, and you want to go through that door with the green sign ahead.
That asshole gets what's coming to him.
So this is where you have to deal with lickers, but you don't kill them. You don't even want to fight them. We're in the shooting range. Grab the yellow box from the table on the right. Go through this door, and then far into the room on this card here. They're flame rounds. You can do this later, but I do it here. Just turn the box around, examine it, and you'll take out a key. We'll use that later. So now we're going to leave the shooting range, and we're going to go back into the hallway, as I call it, because the lighting there. So as you make this left turn and go down, you'll see a licker there. You'll hear them. They're not actually in this area. I slowed down for a second just because I couldn't remember if there was one here. There's not. But there are some in this room. So before you go to this door, slow to a walk. On the right, more white gunpowder, grab that. And then to get around these lickers, go on that one. Hug the kennels. Hug the cages on the right. There's another one right there on the ceiling. Just keep walking and they won't bother you. You don't want to run until you get out of this room. Here I combine the white and blue gunpowder. always combine white and gas rounds. You should never really have to mix handgun bullets by combining 2 blue powders in this run. So you go into the morgue, and the furthest slab on the wall to the right has a body with a flash grenade. I put him back because I can't remember if he comes to life later or not, and I figured, you know, why take the risk? Now you turn around, and the second slab to the end has another body with the diamond key. And the reason I moved the camera here is because there's like there's a sweet spot if you line, I think, the toe of Claire's boots up with part of the wall. You can grab the diamond key from the body without it turning to grab you after you take it. And here I messed it up. First I pulled out too far, then I pushed it in too far, and then I pulled out just a little bit, but I think this ended up being too far, because you see here he made it. And I think he could have gotten me there, I'm not sure. But anyway, run past this guy, run out of the room. We're going to go back to the liquor room, but again, stop and walk. So there's a liquor right in front of you here. You get close to this one, they'll spin around and make all sorts of scary sounds. Then you spin around, walk right back out, let the door close, go back in. This resets the liquor's position. You can see him scrabble up the wall there. All you do is keep the wall to your left, just hug it, circle around the room, and just walk right out. One time, during one run, I made the mistake of running this way. There's a liquor around the bend here. You can see him. I'm pointing at him. Don't walk in the middle of the hallway, because if his tongue lolls out and touches you, he can like pull you up or something. Just again, hug the wall to the left to go back out into the garage area. And I walk here, but you're free and clear of liquors. Examine this key, spin around, and interact with it. And you'll see that cruiser over there will beep. And in here is your next handgun, the JMB HP3. You can see it has a lot more ammo, so that's good. Claire needs that. And then we're going to turn around to the right, and you go through another door with a green sign over it down this little set of stairs.
Must be where that guy came from.
This door to the left requires the diamond key. It's the only time we'll use the diamond key in the entire game. So the locker here has an upgrade for the grenade launcher. They're not going to use right away. Pull this handle to get the elevator, to activate it. And then, I forgot this one, so don't forget this. There's white powder on the box behind you, behind the control panel. We'll head out, take this elevator up, and we're going to take it into Chief Iron's office and back into the RPD for our second and final tour of duty in this part of the game. Here, normally you could dump that key in the inventory box, but again, I was full and I want healing items, so I picked up that green herb. I guess I could have done it later. But if you're going for a no damage run, just hold on to that key and dump it in the inventory box. I took the scenic route around the room. Here we're going to take everything except the grenade launcher. We're going to get that back out. And our flame rounds, I think I might keep the flash grenades here. I also dumped the diamond key because you don't need it anymore. I used the sort option here. Because normally the box sorts items in the order in which you drop them in. That was annoying to me, so I did it in terms of guns. That organizes everything else. I was looking for a ink ribbon, I think. Anyway, that will do it for this part of the run. The beginning was awesome. The second part, not so much. But it was fun for me. I'm just doing this for fun. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll talk at you next time.